The man with the plan.
I've been missing you guys all week. That's okay. The canary yellow one is for my department in journalism. The gold is for summa cum laude. The blue and white is Alpha Kappa Mu, which is an honor society. This is KTA, which is Journalism Honor Society.
From the school.
1989, I've been celebrating my wonderful 20th year.
Congratulations, Courtney. I know you worked hard. Love you, Courtney.
Congratulations, Courtney. I'm very proud of you. It's been a long, hard 4 years, but you made it.
Oh, Courtney's great. I'm so proud of her, man. She's done excellent. She's a good girl. I'm glad she did it. We're proud of her. Amen. Amen.
That you had in mind when you sent them to Hampton University, and the future that they have worked so hard for and deserve so much.
Courtney J. Ward. Ashley J. Washington. Congratulations. Got it.
What I feel is the greatest part of success in life is not our ability just to make money, although money is very essential to everything we do. And before I go down that road, I don't want anybody to think I'm making a case for poverty. I am not. I don't think money is the most important thing in the world, but I do rate it right up there with oxygen. And I feel that money prevents poverty, and I fight poverty. So I hope that the graduates will make all they can. I know that as I look back at my life, and today being Mama's Day for me, Mother's Day was not what we called our mamas. I remember Mama's Day, and I remember the things she said to me. I remember one day I came home from school and said, "Mama, they told me in school today that we were poor." She says, "No, son, we're not poor. We're broke." And there's a big difference in being poor and broke. She said, "We're already wealthy because you're going to get an education and you're going to make something out of yourself. We're already wealthy because we're honest. We're already wealthy because we do everything we can to help everyone else. We're already wealthy because we're concerned about other people as well as ourselves. And then she taught me, now, how do you make money? So one day she said, what do you think of chickens? I said, you know, chickens are chickens. All I knew about chickens was that they had chickens, and they had a lot of them. So she said, I'm going to give you 2 chickens. So she brought me home 2 little baby chickens, and they grew up chicks, and they grew up, and they did what chickens do. They had a lot of chickens, and the house and the yard was running over with chickens. And she came to me one day in her sly way and said, what are you going to do about all these chickens? I said, well, it wasn't my idea to get the chickens. She said, well, they're yours, and you got to dispose of them, and you've got to come up with a creative way to take care of those chickens. So in my little mind, I figured out the guy down on the corner of the grocery store sold chickens. And if he sold chickens, he had to buy chickens. And I had chickens. So I went down to the grocer and I said, sir, you sell chickens. He said, that's right. I said, would you like to buy some chickens? He said, well, if the price is right. So I negotiated with that man and sold him 60 chickens for $6. And I tied those chickens together and paraded them through my neighborhood like the Pied Piper. I felt like I was J. Paul Getty, who had just sold the Empire State Building. And I liked the feeling of making money. I liked the feeling of buying at one price and selling at a higher price. I liked the feeling of the independence I had because I could control my destiny. Mama was teaching me self-empowerment. I've met the presidents, I've met the so-called famous people. I've made more money than I ever dreamed I would make. But the one thing in my life I remember better than anything else is walking down the main street in Charleston, West Virginia, holding my mama's hand. And this is how she got me to learn to read. We would walk down the street, Washington Street was the name. And she would look at a store and she would say, now look at the name of that building and or that store. And let's say it was Sears and Roebuck. And I would look at it, she says, now turn your head and spell the name of the building, of that store. And I would do it. When I did, she would give me a good squeeze. When I didn't, I wouldn't get the squeeze. But when she squeezed my hand, something just ran all through my body. It was like electricity. It was the feeling of love, ladies and gentlemen. And she associated that feeling of love with the song.
Stay right here.